Everyone, welcome to the show. I almost called it an old name for some reason. It is Geekonomics. We're here. We are talking all things geekdom that's happened in the past week. Everything that's been going on and happening, and things that are interesting to us, and hopefully to you as well.
Were you going to call it the B&M Bake Podcast?
I was. It literally was like just about to call it the old name.
Our old name.
Yes.
Remember when we had Rocky on the show and we came up with names and then we were voting on and Geekonomics won out. I don't know. I can't remember what the others were called.
I can't either.
So long ago.
Yeah.
Happy to announce our show is back on Spotify. Our views our listening views have gone up because of that, which is good. Spotify is a very popular place for podcasts.
Yeah. The kids like it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a younger demographic that goes to Spotify. It's true. It is.
Yeah. And if I'm a younger person, the one thing I want to do is listen to two old men in their 40s talk about things.
I hate that. Welcome to the internet, Mark.
I know. I'm just saying. That's what I was saying.
But anyway, I'm glad we're back on there. I'm glad people can listen to us on Spotify. So it's good.
Yeah. It's another way you can ingest the wonder that is this show.
And what a doozy of a show we got for you today.
We do. Lily Bryan signed on today with, I might have stuff to talk about. Not sure.
Well, I was kind of blindsided from.
Yeah, he had some bad news happen today, which we won't get into. But, it's that time of year as well where there's not much going on. It's the lull before the storm, as I like to call it.
Yeah, I mean, we got Peacemaker to talk about. We got Book of Boba Fett to talk about. I got stuff to talk about. I'm saying there's no big, huge movies coming until March. I am going to see the Uncharted movie in February. I'm very excited to see that. If you're interested in going with me, but I'm going to go by myself or whoever wants to join me that weekend.
Yeah. I'll check it out. Whatever.
Yeah.
Never played the game before, but I'll check it out.
You don't have to.
I know. I'm just saying.
The movie looks really good, though. Yeah. But my week, real quick. I'll go real quick, Mark. I've jumped on the bandwagon with you. I picked up this.
Oh boy!
I built it already, and now I'm ready to continue on with these.
They're addicting.
I have the Star Wars ones all in my queue on Target. On Target, like I have them in my cart, but I want to get one that's non-Star Wars related. It's the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes,
that one's awesome looking. I want to get that. But
you need some space for that one. It's a bigger model.
Speaking of bigger models, I swear to God, I saw this at Target, and now I cannot find it. It was an R2D2 unit.
Yes, Amazon.
But a bigger box.
Yeah,
I saw it at Target.
Yeah.
Around the holidays. And then I can't find it again. It thing's massive. It's big.
Yes.
I want to get that. It's on Amazon?
Yeah, it's in my queue on Amazon right now.
What is it going for?
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
And for audio listeners who don't know what I'm talking about, while Mark's looking that up, it's the Star Wars Black Series.
They call them the Collector's Series.
The Collector's Series. It's the helmets of Boba Fett, Darth Vader.
Boba Fett, Darth Vader, regular Stormtrooper, TIE Fighter pilot, and a Scout Trooper is what they've released so far.
Right. And then
this year, they're rumored to put out The Mandalorian.
Ooh, I want to get that one.
Yes.
That would be cool.
And the other one that they're rumored to put out is Luke's X-Wing helmet.
Oh, sweet.
It'll be the first full-faced version.
But
then they're also, if that's not the one that comes out, the third one that's I think announced, the Luke Skywalker one isn't announced yet, but I think the other one that is announced is the AT-AT driver.
Nice.
From Hoth from Empire Strikes Back, the white.
Right, that makes sense.
Helmet, but then there's also the white Hoth's trooper helmet that's also talked about always.
Well, they are.
I fall down the rabbit hole with those. I'm on all the sites trying to figure out which one's coming.
Well, what's the price? Give me the price.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted.
They're fun to build. They're about.
They are. Another cool pieces. One that Claire got me is the probe droid, which is in that same series.
Yes, I've seen
it's not a helmet, but they are like collector's versions.
Yeah,
of different things you can get, and that's one of those.
The cool thing is they're on stands, so you can display them easily, and they have like a little placard thing that tells you what it is, as if you don't know. But they're really nice to display. So I already have a spot picked out for them as I'm going.
Yeah, I have a whole shelf that just has those on it right now.
I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, I could turn it around for the folks. And interwebs, it's right there.
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah. Looks good.
And my other unorganized shelf that I haven't gone through yet.
So what prompted me?
Hey, I got that price for you. The cheapest one on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
Is $274.
Wow, and this is for R2D2.
Yes.
How big is it? What's the dimensions on this thing?
It's pretty diesel.
Because you don't know where would I put it? That's the problem.
Yeah.
But it probably look cool just like on the floor.
Yeah.
Like if I put it like on the floor or something in a corner somewhere, I think it would look kind of cool.
So the thing with this is it has the third leg that comes out from inside.
Yeah.
The front leg, the rolling leg. The head is turnable.
Nice. Wow. It's just so much fun to build.
It stands about the same height as, I would say, like a little taller than the helmets.
Really?
Yeah, because you can see it on there. That's a picture of it on a shelf.
Oh, okay. So, it's just thicker, so it could fit on the shelf or like on the corner on the floor somewhere.
Yeah, because that's the full thing there.
Nice. I mean, I'm sure the innards and everything is a lot to build.
Yeah.
I might put that on my watch list to see if the price drops anytime soon. And get
they don't. They don't. They only go up.
Well,
because what they do is the trick that Lego does. I think we've talked about this before. Lego does the thing where they retire models now.
Of course.
And they're actually retiring 2 of the helmets this year. The original Stormtrooper helmet and I think Darth Vader's helmet are retiring this year.
Well, my trick, that's good to know because I will have to get those first.
Yeah.
This is what I do because Target.
Boba Fett and the TIE Fighter are the 2 new ones from this year.
So I go to Target and I put them in my cart and then I put them in save for later.
Yeah.
And then every week I see if there's a sale.
Yeah.
And right now the gauntlet is normally $70. It's on sale for $55.
Now's the time to get it then.
Yeah.
Might do that Friday then. That's one of the ones I've been eyeballing.
Yeah. So what I do is I keep it on my phone and then I just look because I'm going to
pay. The cowl on there. I haven't got into the comic
Batman. I want to get the Batman one too.
I'm not sure if I want to get into the comic book ones because they have like the Venom head and the Carnage head.
I thought those are ugly. I like the Batman one.
Yeah.
I like the Batman one. But so what happened was
and there's an Iron Man helmet too.
Ooh, oh my God. Oh, okay. Stop. All right. So let me tell you, for Christmas, for my brothers, I got them the Boba Fett and I got one of them the Batman.
Yeah.
Lego, Target had a sale. It was like buy 2 for like, it was like a sale. And
you buy 2, you get the third one like half off or.
It was like, I don't know, I got a gift card or something like that. Yeah. So I got them that. And then for Christmas, I got like a Visa gift card for $50. Yeah. The Boba Fett was exactly on sale right after the holidays. I paid $1 for tax, so I paid $1 for it.
Nice.
But that's what they do. Amazon, you get inflated prices. Target, I'm paying retail.
Yeah.
And I can go right there and pick it up.
Yeah.
You know, or have it shipped to me from Target.
Yeah.
Amazon, I don't want to deal with inflated prices from different people.
No. I try to, it's just, I use that as like my spot to kind of put things, like I have like a wish list. So Claire knows when it's like birthdays, Christmas.
Yeah. I hear you.
Things that she should look for.
I do the same thing.
But that's been my not quarantine now, but lockdown hobby, I should say.
Yeah. Well, we got a big
Hot Wheels and Legos.
A potential snowstorm coming Saturday. So
I know.
A nor'easter.
They did trick me into Hot Wheels because it's Mattel and Hasbro are the same company. They're hooked up with Mega, which used to be Mega Blocks.
Yeah.
And they actually released Roger Dodger, which is like the Magic 8-Ball car.
Yeah.
It's like a Dodge Charger kind of thing. And this looks just like just like the Hot Wheels car. And it's a full size like car model like this big.
Oh, nice.
So I did that. That was like right after Christmas. I found that at Target actually. But no, I got the Slave One back when it was actually called Slave One.
Yeah.
And then I finally did that Y-Wing that John Francia got me, I think like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I like these helmets because they're easy to display. The ships I have,
cool. Yeah.
I don't know where I have a ship I built from Rise of Skywalker, and it looks good over there. But if I build any more ships, I'm gonna have no room. I don't know where to put them.
So you know what I do with them is right now I buy those plastic totes. And I just like the small thin ones for like the ships that lay in them. And then I get like a tote that fits in it and they're clear.
Yeah.
So you still can see it. But at least it's in like a tote. So you can like stack it and put it places.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a little good idea.
You don't have to, you're not gonna like display them as much.
Yeah. I might work on a project this Saturday for displaying stuff down here because hey, why not the snow day? Potentially, if we get a big snowstorm. Anyway, a few other things, Mark, and for me, I this morning I beat the Avengers game. I think I like the mainline game itself.
Yeah.
I hated the fact that literally all the missions were almost always the same thing. Destroy this, or A, B, or C, make sure they're locked. It was like literally, they never really did anything different. It was always like those three kind of things. But anyway, playing Captain America sucked, but I really like playing Iron Man. Thor was a lot of fun playing as. I'm doing the Kate Bishop stuff right now. Her character's a lot of fun. And then I'm going to do the Wakanda stuff. Spider-Man, I have his character is unlocked. I can play him, but he doesn't have his own storyline.
No, because it's exclusive to that.
It's just a character. But I'm doing the Kate Bishop stuff, and it's so confusing how to play the other stories. I don't like how cluttered this game is.
It is. It's very cluttered.
It's cluttered, and also unlocking stuff like the abilities. It's beyond my mind can't comprehend all the abilities you can unlock, and it's almost to the point where it seems almost like I'm not ever going to unlock these things. So I'm going in order because I'm like, there's no point. But is it Manuk? MODOK. I liked the storyline. It was better than the MODOK cartoon. Obviously that's a comedy. But still I liked the story. The fighting, I think I've gotten used to it and I find it to be fun, but it's the mission types that are literally just the same thing that are kind of like, okay, I know what to do, Jarvis. You don't need to tell me every time. But anyway, I kind of feel like if they got rid of the clutter got rid of all the different things and allowed you to unlock things more easily, I think this game would have been way better. That's the things I faulted on. Overall, good story, great graphics. It's a fun time.
It's a fun little side.
I beat it in a couple weeks. So the controversial statement of the day will be, I did watch Don't Look Up. I know Mark, you didn't like it, and that's fine. Me and Allison both enjoyed it. We really liked it.
I guess I'm just not cultured enough for you and Francia, I guess.
I don't know why you say that. Like,
because Francia makes me feel like I'm like an idiot for not liking it.
I'm not Francia, and I didn't say that.
I know you're not. But I'm just saying.
Let's not bring Francia into it because he's not here.
The vibe I get.
Here's how I look at life. We all can hate things, and that's cool. And we all can like things, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
I mean, it wasn't surprising you said you liked it because you really do like pretty much everything. So,
well, first of all, anything Adam McKay has done outside the comedy world, I've really enjoyed, and I honestly think this is probably one of his best films, up there with Vice. I really liked Vice, and I really liked The Big Short. So I like his sensibility. I like the way he puts together these movies, heavy subjects. There's comedy in there, this is a very dark comedy. I did laugh a couple of times. A lot of times in what that's so true. And me and Allison both liked it. It's an allegory for climate change. And you're taking things that happen in real life. It hits close to home a lot of times. And I don't think it's a movie for everybody. I think some people might not like it because it doesn't have a happy ending. It's a very depressing ending. It's a humorous ending after the credits. The pre-credit roll I thought was really funny.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just think...
also...
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say also, I kind of look at our society. We poo-poo scientists, but then when these big corporations like Elon Musk and all these guys, they're spending all this money to go to space. Why? We have problems here. Why are you not?
And we have a whole organization that does that.
Yeah. Why are you not doing that?
You're trying to solve a problem that doesn't need to be solved.
Why are you not helping us here? But you're trying, and that was in this movie. You have this corporation guy who's kind of like a mushed together Elon Musk, all these guys, and he is investing in.
You're basically just playing the same character from Ready Player One.
I didn't realize that was him, but it was him.
I turned to Claire when we were watching. I'm like, that guy's basically just taking the character from Ready Player One and just putting him into this movie. It's all he did.
He's good at it, I guess.
Yeah, it's got a good character. It's just that's the character.
But anyway, I don't want to ruin it. Watch it yourself. If you like it, great. Yeah. If you don't. It doesn't matter. Who cares? I don't think a movie or a TV show or anything should be like pitting each other against each other.
No, for me, it was just, I think for me, it was just the fact that for me watching it, I didn't care if they died. And I think that's what I was looking for. I'm like, okay, well, give me a reason to feel about these characters. And there wasn't any redeeming quality in any of them.
See, I thought opposite. I like Dr. Mindy, and I liked those. And
he was a terrible person. They're all terrible people.
Well, they're flawed. They're humans. Nobody's perfect.
But extra
that's
terrible.
Why he wasn't extra terrible. He was trying to get the truth across, and nobody would listen.
He got a little tail, and then he just didn't care anymore.
He never stopped.
He was more worried about being a celebrity than he was.
He got wrapped up. Being a human, he was flawed. He was a nerd. And then he gets wrapped up. He tries to make amends with his wife, and they all get to sit around the table and have dinner. Why the world ends? Spoilers.
I guess.
But anyway, that's fine. We got two different things out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, great example. Everybody talked about how great. Oh God, what was that show with Ted Danson?
The Good Place.
The Good Place. Okay.
Fantastic show.
2 thumbs down for me. I got into season 2.
You have a very different sensibility when it comes to comedy things. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it boils down to.
No, hold on. Let me tell you what. The Good Place.
I'm talking about the two of us. I'm saying. I think that's what the issue is.
Yes. Ted Danson was really good. Kristen
was.
Bell, I think she's overrated. I hated the Jason's character, and I hated the other woman character. It's about characters. They don't connect with you. You have a hard time with it. And I agree with what you're saying, because when I watched The Good Place, we got through season 1. They had the little twist.
Yeah.
We got through season 2. They do another twist, and we're like, are they going to just do a twist at the end of every season? Like, and I could care less about Jason. I could care less about the other chick who constantly makes references to things I didn't see, and I could care less about. We gave up on the show. We're like, the show kind of
The thing with that show, and I think if you approach it from this direction, it might make it better for you. Not saying it's going to.
It's the characters, though. But they don't connect with you, you're not going to like it.
The true character of the show is Ted Danson.
He's the only character I like. And
watching the whole show all the way through to the end.
I like Janet, too.
Janet, yeah. But I'll tell you, after watching the whole show all the way through to the last episode, the main person that you need to latch onto, and the only person that you can latch onto, because like you said, everyone else is terrible, and they really are. It's just the shtick of the show is that they're all terrible people.
Well, yeah.
Is Ted Danson's character.
Well,
if you like latch onto that and ride that, then that'll get you through the show, and then it all pays off at the end.
I did see the final episode.
Yeah.
I didn't watch anything beyond season 2. The final episode was airing, and I turned it on, and I saw a good portion of it.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, ultimately, if the characters do not connect with you, you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, you didn't connect with that movie because of the characters. Like, I didn't connect to that show because of some of the characters.
It's like for some reason you don't like Ted Lasso, which is still, I don't understand. I
don't connect to anybody in that show. Ted Lasso, I mean, is the only charming character, but that's boring. The whole shtick of the show, that he's the only redeeming character. I didn't laugh once. I thought it was just kind of ho-hum. So I gave up. I don't want to waste my time. Listen, on paper, I should love that show. Bill Lawrence, check. Yeah. What's his face as Ted Lasso, check. Yeah. Like, all these things are checked, but I didn't like anybody in the surrounding cast. I don't care about any of those people, and it has nothing to do with soccer because they don't show soccer at all. I mean, they do more in the second season. They get more soccer-y, or football, I should say. It's just, I didn't connect. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So whatever. It's good to have different opinions. It's good to have different angles on things. So, like a show that I don't know if you watch, but it's on Hulu that I got into last year, and the second season just finished. I just finished the second season. The Great with Elle Fanning. The Great. It's just called The Great. Yeah, it's like the story of Catherine the Great, but told very satiric. Like, it's just like very loosely based on true facts. It's very good. It's very good. I've never even heard of it. Yeah, it's on Hulu. I'll have to check it out. Elle Fanning plays Catherine the Great, and the kid who played Beast in X-Men First Class, plays Peter, who is her husband. And there's a bunch of other like side, small, like you see them in a bunch of things, characters. That play all the other characters of the shows. Like Gillian Anderson was just in the last season playing her mom. So speaking of shows, the that D&D Critical Role adaptation is going to be on Amazon the end of the week. Looks pretty good. So it's humorous. It's a humor. It looks like kind of in the vein of like Invincible. It's the Guild, sort of. Yeah. But it looks really good. There's a lot of celebrity voices. I shared it in our group chat a while back. But I definitely want to check that out. Josh and Kylie both love that Critical Role. Yeah. It's based off the comic book, which is based off of Critical Role stuff. Yeah. It lands on the 27th, I think. Yeah. So I'm excited for that. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. Yeah. that was it for me, Mark. How was your week?
It was good. Like I said, I watched The Great. Peacemaker, of course, we'll talk about later. Boba Fett, we'll talk about later. What else have I been watching? Not much. I'd spent the weekend at the Big E for the auto parts swap and sell.
How was it
there for the go-kart series?
Yeah,
it was good. It was very busy. A lot of people.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
People want to get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Good thing
it was
you had it
somewhat
last
of a decent weekend. So
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
this weekend's not going to be good. So.
No, yeah, I've heard this is not going to be good. Yeah, Sunday supposedly the plan is to go to Plainville for the CliffsCon, but if it's too bad out, I'm not going to go. But
yeah, well, that's a good segue, Mark, because in February,
right around the corner, 27th.
The 27th, we have the East of the River Comic-Con convention coming back to Enfield at the American Legion.
Comic Books and Collectible show.
Yes, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I am just bringing all comics. I'm not bringing toys. I'm not bringing any toys because I'm doing a show in March. That's a toy show, which I'll be bringing all that stuff to that show.
What show is that, Brian?
It is.
You don't know.
Well, I'm not. It's my first time doing it.
Talk about it. Don't talk about that. You have it ready to go. What it's called.
I know I put it somewhere.
Oh boy.
It will be in the show notes.
Cool.
It will be in the show notes. Anyway, it's literally the weekend after. So I'll be doing two.
And the weekend after that, I have a show back at the Big E for the Mark's Northeast Motorsports Expo for the Coach Kart Series. That's a 3-day event. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah. I'm going to trade shows now. It's my new thing.
You're loving the trade shows.
Just sit there and just, hey, want to hear about my series? I'm not really selling anything, so I just kind of sit there.
Yeah. Well, you got to network. You got to get the word out.
A lot of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, shall we go in? News? Should we do news?
News.
I have. Well, we have a couple things, but Spider-Man No Way Home is back on top. It took over Scream, which is like an odd time to release Scream. Why did they release it around Halloween?
Well, because I think it was just pushed back.
They should have just put it on Halloween.
It was supposed to be last year sometime, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's 14 million.
2 years ago, I think, at this point.
It did 14 million, which isn't much, but it pushed it over I think 11 million.
Over the top. So
12 million Scream did. Now Spider-Man No Way Home has now crossed the 1.69 billion worldwide.
Craziness.
Which is crazy. It is. It now sits behind Avatar, Avengers Endgame, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens as the fourth highest grossing domestic film of all time. Fourth. Please beat Avatar. Please beat Avatar. Worldwide, it has officially passed The Lion King and Jurassic World to claim number 6. It sits behind Avengers, Infinity War, Star Wars: Force Awakens, Titanic, and Avengers Endgame and Avatar.
It's just coming up on their spoiler embargo.
Oh, so really?
There's a whole thing. There was reading an article this morning about this because I knew you'd talk about it.
Yeah.
That Marvel is going to relaunch the sales pitch for this movie.
Oh, good.
And they're relaunching it with the spoilers in the information. Getting all those people who just haven't gone to see it because they're like, oh, I don't want to see a Spider-Man movie. And they're going to be like, well, here's what happens in this movie.
Yeah.
Here's the big surprise.
Yeah. I mean, it's
already released the image that they're using, and it's the landing image. Again, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but
we've already spoiled it. Yeah,
I know, but not like if you skip that episode, not to get the spoilers.
Yeah,
and you haven't gone to see it yet for some reason. So, yeah, the big image is going to be that of the.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's going to be they're expecting and they're aiming for another push of people.
I want to see it again. It's like, because of the pandemic, I'm really choosy about going to the movies.
That's the issue with us. Like, Claire wants to see it in the theater, and it's like just trying to find time when we're both like able to. And she's had like over the weekend, she had like a stomach bug that laid her up for 2 days. Like, she was out basically all like the rest of the day Friday if she got home from work, and all day Saturday she was laid up with like this crazy stomach bug, which I guess is going around because there's a couple of the parents a couple of people I saw at the show, they were talking about how they just got over it. So
yeah, and life is getting busy on the weekend.
Yeah, things are opening up again and getting busy.
Numbers are dropping in Connecticut, which is good.
Yeah. You know what the big thing that was being promoted at the show this weekend, which made me think of you, Brimfield. The folks from Brimfield were there handing out flyers.
That's good to know. It's in May, right?
Yeah.
We'll probably be going to that. Last year it was condensed, so I wonder if they're going to condense it again.
The way they were talking, it sounds like they're
fully open.
Broke. So
okay, well, that'd be cool. We went last year. It was in May. I remember. It's weird. May has become a colder month. Yeah. I remember back in the day, May was.
Is there also one in September?
There's one in May, there's one in July, and there's one in September.
Okay.
They do 3 times. Last year they didn't do. I don't think they did 3. They might have, but they're all condensed.
Yeah, because I remember someone taking me there for my birthday. So.
They took you there for your birthday?
Yes. Yeah. A previous relationship.
Oh, gotcha,
yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Anywho.
She thought that was a thing that I'd want to do because it's my birthday. So I want to go wander around Bloomfield for a day.
No, what can you do? Well, that's why you're not with that person.
That's right. That's
okay,
why.
So there you go.
There's other reasons.
Let's continue on.
Yes. Moving
on. Batman has been officially released. Runtime over 2 hours, 45 minutes, something like that. Which we were talking before the show that seems to be the case with a lot of movies. I mean, Spider-Man was over 2 hours. Internals is over 2 hours. Everything.
And they released the theme song. Did you listen to it?
Radio silence.
Epic.
I'm pumped for this
I've listened to it 3 times already.
Really, I am pumped for the new Batman. I am pumped.
It's not going to be your father's Batman, that's for sure.
Yeah, I like this darker tone. It's PG-13.
Or even your own Batman. None of the Batmans we've seen are going to be like this. Seems like it's going to be a very dark Batman.
It is. The story is based off the Zodiac Killer. Yeah. The Riddler is like the Zodiac Killer, which he would be.
Yes.
Grounded. He would be because he's nuts.
Nuts. Yeah. They all are.
But that's what it's going to be based upon. The Zodiac Killer, where the Riddler is basically that character. And they showed.
What they're trying to say is the Riddler's like the Zodiac Killer.
What I'm trying to say is the Riddler.
Based the Riddler character
off the Zodiac Killer.
Actual Zodiac Killer. That's what you're trying to say.
What I'm trying to say.
Gotcha.
And what I'm trying to say is, Mark, there's actually a great documentary. I think Allison
about the Zodiac Killer being the Riddler.
Yes, about this guy who thinks his dad
was a Zodiac Killer. It's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, Allison told Claire to watch it. It's really good.
I know. It's in her list of. She has a long queue of things to get through.
It's 4 episodes.
Yes.
Episode 3 takes this crazy fucking twist, and it is. I thought it was really engaging and good. Allison didn't like the twist. She was kind of on the fence. I thought it was refreshing.
Yeah.
So see it for yourself. Make up your own mind. Anyway,
she's kind of off. Like right now, she's kind of off the murder shows for a little while. I think she's kind of like she goes in waves. Now she's on cooking. Goes from like cooking shows, like tons of cooking shows, like nonstop.
Yeah.
And then slides back into the murder side for a while. Then when she gets to like I think where she thinks she's gonna kill me, she slides back into the cooking shows again.
And then she starts cooking for you.
She cooks a lot. She's cooking like crazy, and I'm not complaining. like she's making tikka masala tonight. So Tikka Tuesday, I'm calling it.
Well, as long as she's not killing you, I think you're doing good.
I mean, she might kill you with food. Who knows? It might be a slow process, but I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it. It's gonna taste so good.
Is that arsenic I taste in that bread? What is that? Is that
a hint it's of a rosemary? Oh, okay.
Is it a
pinch of rat poisoning
in there? Mm.
The thing is, we know between the two of us, we know that would never happen because they know exactly how to do it without anyone ever finding out. So
I know. Well, if you start getting a stomach ache and it lasts for a long time, you know.
I don't think we'll even get that far. I think we'll just disappear. One day, one of us will just disappear and won't even know anything. And then the other one won't want to ask any questions because we'll know exactly who did
it. So. In your computer, it was my significant other. Oh, it's
a little Gone Girl action going on.
I know. God. Anyway, it's getting weird. It's getting dark. Anyway,
Batman, Zodiac Killer,
the
Riddler. If you haven't heard,
let's move on to Peacemaker episode 4. Was it?
Yes, it was. I ask questions, but you don't get everything.
Because the 3 episodes, I wasn't sure if it was 4 or
question mark in the teleprompter.
Yeah.
Episode 4.
I'm really liking the show, man. It is like the episode 4 was really good. I think
it's come back around. Episode 4 definitely.
But it gives you more context of what's going on.
Yeah,
and
no, exactly.
We find out who his father is. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
Find out who his father is. You knew something was up when he got into prison episode 3 and they were giving him the Hail Hitler sign.
Yeah.
You knew he was a white supremacist.
Yeah.
What else? Like, we got more vigilante stuff. I like how he was just like, oh, well, what you're saying is I should go into prison,
kill his dad.
And he's trying to lift the garbage can.
That's not what anyone say. Yeah, he's got the foot that's half cut off from the previous episode.
Oh God. Yes, Pinky. And then the whole Chode thing was kind of funny to me because when I worked at Chi-Chi's, my manager used to always call people a Chode, and I never knew what a Chode was. Because I didn't have the internet.
It's some cool Mexican term that he's using.
I like the banter. I like the dialogue in the show a lot. I think it was a fun episode. Like at the end, there was a nice little surprise. What's going to happen?
I mean, that was kind of an obvious one.
Well, when he was staring, I was like, something's up.
The fact that he knew way too much about this situation, it was very comic book obvious. I mean, like, it was kind of like, oh, come on. This guy comes out of nowhere and now he's like trying to hunt down these things that are supposedly doing something.
We also don't know if he got turned into one recently or the whole time.
No, I think he's been the whole time. And I think it's the opposite thing of it's the things that are here aren't bad. Like, he's the bad one of those things. I think that's what we're heading toward.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, solid episode for me. I'm just like, John Cena was really great. The whole cast is good. I don't know. I really like it a lot.
It made me think that was because the one that he kept, like when he has his breakdown and he like falls in when Peacemaker has his breakdown and falls in the trailer.
Yeah.
If it was trying to like hurt him, it wouldn't like come over to him like it did. That's a good
point. I thought that was weird. He falls down because he's going through all this emotion with his dad, his life choices. That it's really about redemption for Peacemaker. It's redemption. Like, I've always thought I'm doing the good, but I'm really just an asshole who kills anybody. And really, that's not who I should be. And then when he falls down, the ego comes over. But that's a great detail. The little creature, the butterfly in the thing.
Well, I was trying not to spoil it for people, but yes, he kept the butterfly from the previous episode.
We're spoiling it.
Okay.
You're absolutely right. That's great detail. I noticed that right away. I thought that was very odd, and that could say that maybe they're not as bad as we perceive.
Yeah, that he's like the the guy in their team that's one of those is like the bad version of that, that's trying to like take over,
take out
take out because they're here to help, but he's here to take over.
And he's constantly trying to keep everything on the DL, which obviously this team has a hard time doing.
Yes.
Antics ensue.
Yeah. He doesn't want the other butterflies to know that they're hunting them, because then
well, they would know and they would take off or something.
No, I think that the thing would be that they'd come after him,
right?
Because he's trying to take over their deal.
Their deal. Yeah, we don't know. I don't know how many episodes there's in total. So
I think there's a 6. I think it's only a 6 episode.
So 5's coming out Thursday. Is it 6?
I don't know. I'm looking it up now.
It's gonna go by quick.
It's only as many as it is for Boba Fett. So
no, Boba Fett I think is 7.
Yes, it is 7.
What is Peacemaker?
Boba Fett.
Okay. And Peacemaker is
8 episodes.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so we got some time.
Yeah.
Awesome. For me, this show, I mean, just an awesome episode. Aces all around. All the stars. I'm really enjoying it. Let's talk about the show that did turn around for me.
Oh my gosh, this was the episode.
Book of Boba Fett, episode 4. What is it? Episode 4?
Yes. Yeah.
It did turn around. I think this was a much better told episode.
Well, I think it's what it just goes to show that episode 3 was like the bridge episode.
Well, I look back at episode 3 and I agree with you, Mark. I agree with you because I think that episode was trying to show us that he was willing to work with others on the planet.
Yeah.
And he's trying to push, trying to be like, I'm in charge here. I'm not going to let you dictate what these people pay for water. And it was an okay side story. It was just kind of
I think it'll go back. It's just a branch that will come back.
Yeah.
Later on.
It's a side story. Yeah. A side story that was just okay. Well,
because it explains what like he talks about in this episode when he's with Fennec.
Yeah.
And they're sitting around the fire and he's talking about how, he's always been the sidekick guy, always been the second to all these people, and wanting to like, then when he met the Sand People, he felt like he was a part of something. And he wants to find that again. He wants to have his own tribe.
He's tired of being a bounty hunter for a bunch of idiots.
He's tired of being a lone wolf and he wants to be a part of something. So
because he's
building his army, so to speak.
Basically said like these are idiots that send me out that I could die, take me on something. But why can't I be in charge of my own destiny?
Yeah, why can I be the one sending out idiots to do these things?
Right. I thought it was a good little speech, and I thought we know the motive behind him. And
he's slowly building his squad.
I mean, those Tusken Raiders are dead. They're not coming back. That was it. And I think it's almost a revenge story.
Well, that branch of them is, but I think he might be something, because we never saw the body of the kid Tusken Raider.
Yeah, maybe could be older.
That kind of thing. So I mean, I think there's that.
Maybe he did take out the bikers
tribe. Yeah,
the bikers that did kill the Tusken Raiders. He just gets in the ship and they just destroys them.
Well, I think too. I saw a good point someone made during the weekend on one of the things I was watching. I can't remember where it was now. That the way that the Tusken Raiders were killed didn't seem like the same kind of way that the biker gang kills.
It was, though, because it had their marking.
Well, I know, but they're like, the way that they portrayed it in this episode is like the way that the person portrayed it that was discussing it was.
It's a theory.
It's a theory, like maybe along the lines of what happened with the Jawas. Like saying it was like they were trying to blame it on the Tusken Raiders killing them. And then Obi-Wan's like, no, these blaster marks are too, straight to be a Tusken Raiders.
It was a biker
Must
gang.
be the stormtroopers.
No, it was a biker gang because they showed the biker gang killing a bunch of other folks, leaving their mark. Tusken Raiders had died. There was his mark, and then they.
Well, technically, they never showed them killing people. They showed the Tusken Raiders raiding, or they showed the biker gang like pillaging a place of someone who's been killed.
They killed them though. Come on.
I think the Pikes are the ones that did it.
Maybe, I don't know.
That would be the connection, bring it all the way back.
What, that the Pikes killed and they pillage and then they leave their marking?
Yeah.
But they showed the bikers roughing up that couple in the bar.
Well, that could just be that one guy that just got in a fight with a guy in a bar. It doesn't.
And then Boba Fett takes care of business. He took out the trash.
I think it's a misdirect.
Maybe you're right. It's a good theory. I'm not gonna argue against it.
It could happen.
Who knows? Happen. I did like oh god, I feel like I watched this episode so long ago, but it was only Friday. I think I watched it. No, I watched it Thursday night. What was the big thing that happened? Oh, the Sarlacc pit. He goes back with the ship.
The battle with the Slave One.
That was cool. That's
they
really
dropped
cool.
the depth charge into the Sarlacc pit.
Now that was the charge that usually would like kind of scan out the area. It'd be a boom, and then like
that's what it is. Yeah, same thing. It just did underground.
Yeah, and that was
seismic charge. That's what it's called.
He's looking for his armor.
Yeah.
He's like, my armor's got to be down there. But it's funny because he got out of the Sarlacc pit with his armor on.
He doesn't remember that though because he was still like dazed from.
Yeah. Because then he passed out, and then it was stolen by the sand people.
Yeah. Was stolen by the Jawas.
Jawas, sorry,
that
same people.
Jawas.
Yeah, Jawas stole it.
Then the Jawas sell it off to Timothy Oliphant, and that's how that story
now
happens.
The ending.
Yes.
The music.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's got to be Mando.
Oh, it's got to be.
Because she goes to him, what do you have in our war chest? And he's like, well, I got plenty of credits. And she was like, I know people who are willing to help for getting paid well.
And he goes, well, I know people that would just help to help. It's like, I got some favors because he's got favors to call in for Mando. He's got 4 favors Mando owes him.
I feel like we're going to get Mando, which I think would really, really make this series even.
If we get Mando and Bill Burr, I'll be happy.
Well, Bill Burr's gone. Remember, he left them at that place.
Yeah, but he's still out there. They can bring Mayfield back. He was a bounty hunter.
I don't know. I would like Mando to come by. Who else?
I would love if they go deep cut. Not as deep a cut now, because it's in the comic books. And they just did the War of Bounty Hunters. And they're still out in the world. IG-88, Bosk, Dengar, and Valance are all still out there.
Right.
And those are the main bounty hunters besides Boba Fett. I think there's also a couple other ones. But those are and they could have Taika Waititi play the IG-88 character as he was IG-11.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we can have a bunch of bounty hunters show up.
So I think that's what they're heading towards. Is they're going to
maybe you're right. Hunter. Mayfield might show up,
but he's collected like Black Kuristan. He brought him in.
Yeah.
So it's like it looks like they're heading towards like a bounty hunter like guild. Like he's rebuilding the guild, but in his own.
So if we have 7 episodes, episode 4 we just saw. So we have 5, 6, and 7. We have 3 more.
Yes. 5 is going to be like the building of the team.
6 could be the war.
6 is like the beginning of the battle. And 7 is going to be the like end/aftermath.
Yeah, because there's always like, I always feel like 6 and 7 or the last 2 episodes always kind of connect because they still have to give you the prologue. They still have to give you what's going on.
What's the next season is going to be about or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I think seeing Mando would be awesome. I think this would make the show.
Well, it's got to connect back to the universe. That's part of the universe. He's in the universe. That's what the whole show's about. Like, it's a spinoff of his show.
But it is the book of Boba Fett. So it's all about
Well, I know, but I mean, they think the reason I was called that was like this telling the story of Boba Fett, what happened, bridging the gap.
Yes.
That we didn't know, like, how did we get to bringing Boba Fett back in?
Right.
So I don't think we're gonna get too many more flashbacks because he's flashback and he's healed, so he's not gonna be using the back to tank.
No, I don't think we need more flashbacks. I think we're caught up.
I think we're done with the flashbacks.
Yeah,
because they did the whole thing where like at the end he comes out of the back to tank and the little droid's like, "Congratulations, Master, you're fully healed."
Yeah.
So I think he's done back to tanking.
You're right. I think the Tusken Raiders, if that kid didn't die and he somehow escaped, he could possibly come in with another crew.
Yeah,
that's a possibility. Because I originally thought that's what we were building to, but then they all get slaughtered. So I was like, well, I guess not.
Yeah, but they never actually showed the body of the kid, though. They showed all the other bodies of people.
And then you have the Pike. So you have the Pike people. You have that whole with the spice, with the train. So basically, they want to control that, right? They want to take out that frat faction, right? I mean, that's the end goal.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a war with the bounty hunters and the Pike.
Yeah.
Right? Is it the whole thing is called Pike? Is that the Pike?
The Pikes.
The Pikes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's getting better. I think last episode, looking back, I wonder if those kids are going to be involved though. I feel like that's
they're going to be a part of it somehow. They're going to be like his roam around squad kind of thing.
Yeah, I think they're going to be part of this war as well too. It was interesting. What did you feel about that cyberpunk kind of feel in the beginning, where you have humans, but they're putting robot parts into them? They're installing robot. I mean, that's how
they're modding. That's the whole thing. There's like a whole. That's like a whole facet of Star Wars that they have never really like in live action delved into deeply.
Well, you got
there's like a whole thing about that. I think in the comic books and stuff, and like balance, like that was his whole shtick. Like he was a Imperial soldier who dies or is like pretty much killed in battle, but the Empire knows his skill set and doesn't want him to die. So what they do is they basically do what they're doing in the show with the modding. They basically turn him into an android.
It's like Darth Vader. Yeah. I mean, robot mechanics kept him alive, but I'm not used to seeing where alive people are being modded on purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen someone die or get a limb cut off and they have to replace it with a robotic arm. But now we're getting people, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just being chipped and modded and having prosthetics put on purposely.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting thing we have not seen on live action Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, there's been portions of it here and there, like Lobot was a modded human. Like he chose to have that put on his head at the time from Cloud City, Lando's sidekick.
Oh, okay. Well, I would not have known that.
Yeah. So he was a modded like human. So there's like been things like that.
Yeah.
In the universe, just not very well delved deep into. So
right. So I feel like this is something they're dabbling in. It's interesting. Yeah. I didn't mind it. I liked. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And we see the girl from the biker gang. She's getting modded at the time. This is before Boba Fett will meet her again later on. Which
makes the connection, which is a cool way of like showing like, oh, well, he knows her from that time frame.
And
when he sees her again later on, he's like, oh, you were there when she was saved. So
right.
I feel like I owe you one. So
work
for me, and that way you get off the streets and I'll help you out.
It's world building because for me, it showed that these young people have been there for a while. They didn't just show up out of nowhere with these 1950s speeders.
Yes. Yeah.
But anywho, I think for me it was definitely a 9. A 9. I think this week will be a 10 if Mando shows up, man. Whoo boy.
Yeah.
I think also it will actually get people real excited too. I don't know what it is. With Mandalorian, I like the one-offs. Every episode was a new thing.
Yeah.
This series is a little bit different because they got the flashbacks and it's a continuing story.
It's actually an actual story as opposed to just like the adventures kind of thing.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because with Mando, it was a blank slate. We knew nothing about him.
Yeah.
And we got to learn and love him with Grogu and whatnot.
Yeah.
With Boba Fett, I think it's because you're taking a character who didn't have much screen time, who's had years and years and years and years and years of people having their own take, their own. Yeah. We've had books about him,
mysteries,
we've had comics
that you've kind of made your own story.
Right. I think it's a lot harder to create and do this for the creators because people already in their head have their own what they feel should be.
Well, I think the thing too is they're kind of like,
it's a tough one.
I think some people are, like you were saying before, like keep the helmet on. You've said it a couple times.
Yeah, I kind of like the helmet on.
But I think that's from Mandalorian that we never actually saw his face till like later in the series. That I think people, I got something right. But anyways, I think people are like trying to put that onto the Boba Fett show. Like he's not a Mandalorian.
No, I know. I know, but
he never was a Mandalorian. He was a clone, basically. So he's like Bad Batch. He's basically Bad Batch. Same thing. So I think like that's like another part of the thing is like people are like, oh, you just have the helmet all the time. Why do you keep taking his helmet off? Because that's what he would do usually. His dad was the same way. I just
want to see him fight with the helmet on.
Yeah.
And I want to see him blast things. I want to see him use a jetpack in battle.
I think you're going to get tons of that in these next couple episodes.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to get all your fill of all that stuff.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Another thing that people are trying to like ask about or wondering about, theory about, is because of Bad Batch, we know that Omega from the Bad Batch is technically Boba Fett's sister.
But we don't know who Omega is. Oh, that's the girl in Bad Batch.
The girl from Bad Batch. She's a clone of Jango Fett. She was the only female clone made from Jango Fett.
Huh.
So people have also wondered if that's going to be something that pops up this season of this show, or will it like be next season, possibly? Because I have a feeling that this show's been well received enough that they're going to do a second season of it. So,
or if it's the book of Boba Fett, they could, once Mando gets back, I mean, they could be part of Mandalorian. Is Mandalorian season 3 a thing yet? I mean, it hasn't been announced.
It's a thing. It's supposedly not happening until coming out until winter next year.
Right. It makes sense.
Around the same time Mando came out this year.
Yeah.
Because they haven't even started shooting it or anything yet. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're right. I mean, we could see, these characters are probably going to cross-pollinate between the both if they do a season 2, but if not, you have Mandalorian where all these characters can exist.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just the coolness of so many different options that they can go to. And that's why I think the show's so awesome, is that you don't know what's really going to happen.
Yeah.
And your imagination is only half of what you think is going to happen. So
yeah,
we're still going to get Boba Fett riding a Rancor somehow.
Well, we know that's going to happen. We know the Rancor is going to he's going to be riding.
I can't wait for that play set. I'm buying it instantly.
I just think about that
Boba Fett and Rancor. I'm going to put it right next to Slave One. It's going to be great.
When back in the day, when the 360 came out with the R2 unit 360,
yes,
it came with the Kinect, which came with the Star Wars Kinect game, and you could be the Rancor and you can destroy Tatooine or whatever planet, and it was a lot of fun. And you'd stand in your living room and just do this,
smashing stuff.
It was fun. It was the best thing about that thing. It was the only game I got really into. But anyway, we'll see.
I mean, that's like basically like something, I don't know what you, but that's something I did as a child.
Yeah,
busting up things with the Rancor, but having the Rancor toy, and just the fact of thinking like taking one of your Boba Fett or whoever and putting them on the Rancor and having them like fight people with a Rancor. It's like,
well, the Rancor would always just destroy everything. I mean, that was the best.
No, but just like an actual like targeted Rancor attack.
Yeah.
They hinted at it in Bad Batch. There was a whole episode where there was a baby Rancor, and they hinted at the thought of the people wanting to like learn to ride the Rancors, because there's a whole like they talked about in the episode.
Right.
There was actually part of that in Fallen Order, the video game, that they talk about. That's the same witches. Yeah. So it's hinted at a bunch of times of that, like seeing someone riding a Rancor. So
well, the Rancor imprinted on Boba Fett, and he goes, "I want to ride this thing." So this is going to be part of the war.
Yes, they're going to show up to a battle, and he's going to wander in with a Rancor, and they're going to be like, "What the frick?"
Yep. It's like when Iron Man in the Avengers game, when Iron Man, you can do the
Hulkbuster,
which is a lot of fun when you get into that thing.
It's,
kind
of ungangly. It's just the
Hulkbuster.
Yes.
Anyway, I give this episode a 9. I think it's a good comeback from last week. I think next week is gonna this week I should say tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm excited. Maybe tomorrow I can watch it before work. I go to work late. I can watch it in the morning.
See, you could be like me and wake up this morning thinking it's Wednesday, get excited, and then get really sad when you realize it's only Tuesday. I was like, oh man, I gotta wait a whole other day for Boba Fett.
What we should do is the week that it comes out, the final episode that comes out on Wednesday. Well, I gotta look at the calendar to see if I will be. That might be busy for me. Never mind. We'll just do our normal show.
Okay.
Never mind. I think my Wednesdays in February are going to be bonkers for a couple Wednesdays, so I don't want to schedule myself. So anyway, Mark, we should wrap up the show.
Alrighty. So I'll also give it a 9 as well.
Yeah.
And Peacemaker, I'll give an 8. And she didn't ask me either one what I wanted to rate them. You just gave your own and just kept going.
I figured you would just say it.
Yeah. Well,
Peacemaker for me, that was a 9.
Yeah.
This one was a 9. I think they're both 9s for me.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. Well, that's been a show.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week.
Yes, we'll be back. We'll have more for about Peacemaker, episode 5 of Peacemaker, and episode 5 of Book of Boba Fett.
It might be a Monday show. Might be back to Monday next week. I'm trying to
keep an eye out. Well, it'll pop up when it pops up.
It'll be a Monday show.
Okay.
All right. Let's get out of here. Subscribe, rate, and enjoy us on Spotify, iTunes, all your favorite podcast places, YouTube, and Facebook.
Yes. And unfortunately, we'll have to say it again this week. Godspeed, Meatloaf. Godspeed, Louis Anderson. You were 2 inspirations growing up. I used to listen to and I'm not gonna hear Meatloaf ever again without hearing Josh Easton singing it. So
well, I got a Meatloaf story for you.
Okay.
Real quickly. At Enfield Mall.
Oh, this is a classic story.
I
love telling this story.
When I was in high school,
yes,
he was signing Bat Out of the Hell 2 had just come out, which is the only Meatloaf album I bought and I loved.
Yes.
I mean, I like Bat Out of Hell 1, but it wasn't. Yeah, that was my parents' album. But this album came out when I was a teenager for me to buy it, and I really liked it.
You do anything for love, but you won't do that.
Yeah. Well, that was part 2. That was
I don't remember.
That was in the first one.
Okay.
Anyway, my friend Josh Pierce and myself, he was doing a signing, and my friend Josh Pierce was wearing his wrestling jacket from high school. And Meatloaf asked him, he goes, "Hey, I was a wrestler in high school. I'll wrestle you." And like he started like playing with him, like joking around with him. But Josh was on cloud 9 that Meatloaf said that to him. Like he's like, he asked me to wrestle him. It was so awesome. And that's pretty cool that Meatloaf was at the Enfield Mall, which is bonkers just to think about. Because Enfield Mall, look at it. It's, it's the crap mall now. And then Louis Anderson, his stand-up was just hilarious. I remember his HBO special in the 80s. He did a whole bit about when his mom would see a shoe on the side of the highway and she'd make her husband make him pull over. He's like, you gotta find the other shoe. Those are good shoes. And then there's a whole bit about like he would come home like and his eyes were red, and like his mom, the first thing she would just go to was like, he's on drugs. And like it's so funny because I got older and like I'd come home late night from Denny's and I didn't do drugs. I was just tired. And my eyes looked bloodshot because I was tired. And my mom would be like, you're smoking dope, like, and those two bits that Louis said always stuck with me because it's really funny. And then he had a great cartoon. I think it was Life with Louis.
Life with Louis.
Great cartoon. And then he was amazing in baskets playing Zach Galifianakis' mother.
Yes.
Funny story about that. Louis Anderson took inspiration from his deceased mother to play that character. So he felt like he was closer to his mom and understood his mother more because he was playing a mother-like figure on that show. Yeah. So he basically, in interviews, he would say he channeled his dead mom and it made him feel like she never passed. Like it was weird. There's some great interviews he's been on over the last couple of years, which I highly recommend seeking them out. He was a very emotional guy, very in tune with his emotions. He cried a lot of his interviews, but very funny. He had a lot of wisdom to him. He talked about some interesting stuff, but he will definitely be missed. I know he had cancer.
Yeah.
That's what killed him.
Yeah.
And who else died? Was the other person who died?
Meatloaf.
The day Meatloaf died, my wife says to me, guess who died? And the first thing I said was Louis Anderson. And she's like, no, why would you say that? I'm like, well, he has cancer.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, Meatloaf. And I'm like, oh no. And then Louis died not that long, the same day.
Crazy enough, which I was going to continue saying, an actor who is going to be playing Midnight Man in Moon Knight, unfortunately passed away over the past week in a skiing accident.
Scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, he's a European actor. He was like 37.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Skiing. Oh man.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when that guy died from Star Trek. How his SUV.
Yeah, his SUV rolled back on top of him and pinned him against his mailbox.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Horrible ways to die.
Yes. So, unfortunately, goodbye to all those folks. Thank you, Meatloaf. I'll always remember the Phil Rizzuto section of your song. I always thought that was hilarious when I was a kid because it's all about groping a woman and working your way around the bases. And then Louis Anderson was just hilarious. I thought he was always funny. So
funny guy.
Good. Thank you everyone for listening and watching. We're on Spotify. We're on the Facebook. Like, share us, friend us. Tell us how much you like the show. Tell us how much you like Brian's hair. All those things and more. We'll see you all next week. Goodbye, everybody.